What the fuck is Twitch trying to get me to watch Crunchyroll or something? They're trying to turn me into a dweeb. What is it? Weeaboo? Correct. Oh shit! I haven't done the key farming this week. We should fix that. We should fix that. Hopefully I remember at the end of the day. But now we're here for quite the different reason. We are here for a story recap of the latest story release, which is Repentance. Let me just... Nah, the volume here is fine now. So this is not the character we're going to be using. I should put the guy on screen. Gore. You may remember him as the guy who we played with last time. So, what I'm going to do here, first of all, I'm going to fix up my audio a little bit. Just so it's not blaring into my ears. It always distracts me. I am quite unable to provide good commentary when I'm confronted with any sort of noise. Every time someone speaks on screen as well, it's kind of throwing me off the rails there. But that's neither here nor there. We are finally live and we're finally back with a Guild Wars 2 stream. So, the last time we streamed, it was the Legendary Journey. I mean, the last time we streamed Guild Wars 2, it was the Legendary Journey. Now, I did do a little bit of a promise to, when I get back to streaming Guild Wars 2, it would be a story stream. And I want to make good on that promise today. So we are going to continue with the next release. You know, last time we played story, it was the expansion to the Gentier Wilds, the one where they didn't bring a map for it. This time they did, so we got a new map and a new bit of story. So last time we killed the Titans. We killed the 3 Titans that we knew of in the story. We managed to deal with them by the end of last release, which was a little weird. It felt a little weird to me because the Titans are a massive kick-ass threat. And the way they disposed of them in story was just a little bit unceremonious. The story instance itself was very brief, but you know, for what it's worth, I might log into the game, and we are Alliance Arch. This makes no sense. Our character would probably not necessarily travel here in between episodes. I feel like we are pretty much continuing where we left off, even though they do try to give even in-lore pauses. Today's story is not going to be all that long. I believe the release... But I've played it over many days, so I'm genuinely not quite sure. We'll see about it. Also, what I failed to check ahead of time was whether we got any achievements to... It seems not. Perhaps for the first time in Gentier Wilds streams, we don't have any achievements to go for.
All things have a right to grow.
Great. They wouldn't show me on the wiki. That's fine. I'm just gonna check for any potential hidden achievements. Indeed, there are none. So I've done the achievements when I played it through myself. So yeah, maybe to remind you as well, this is not a blind playthrough. I've played through this on my own ahead of time, so I know what I'm going into. This is sort of new format. It used to be that we played it blind, I believe, at some point. So I just wanna see that, or I wanted to see that on my own time so I can ponder it. I'll be honest with you, not a lot to chew into. Not a lot of notes that I would make. In fact, I haven't made any. Because this is more or less new stuff that they're trying to give us here. But anyway, yeah, let's look at the recap from the story journal. So the last time we did the Balrior Peak bit, and it went bright and early. I met our allies at the base of Mount Balrior, blah blah blah, and we basically just killed the Titans. I don't remember whether we did the... Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do, right? Didn't I? On the stream, I wanted to recap it through a convergence. Let me see whether it might be actually online. This is... I completely forgot about this. This plan of mine. Is there a chance it starts in 10 or 12 minutes? That would be fantastic. Nope, it starts in 2 hours basically. No, in an hour. In an hour and something, which is unfortunate. I did want to start with this one, and I completely forgot about it. You know, I've had my head filled with planning my trip. I'm going on vacation, so I kind of fucked up with this one. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That could have been a very good start of the stream, but I can't delay it now. I've already started. I'm already live. I know there's nobody around, but there's no reason for me to run around for an hour, right? Besides which, I don't want to spend too much time streaming. I'm thinking what to do about this one. It's a shame. It's a shame. I wanted to show the convergence as well. I think it would have been a great story recap at the very start of this stream. But yeah, okay. So let's forget it then. We might pop it into the middle of the stream. I don't know. That feels weird. That feels out of place. That feels out of place. Okay, let's continue the story. So yeah, the last time we just went up basically Mount Balrior and killed all the 3 Titans. That well, first of all, we met Ura and immediately killed Ura, and beyond that, we just killed all 3 Titans in one instance, and that was it. Now the convergence, while recapping pretty much the same story, is a little different. But we did learn. So we killed the Titans, but we did learn that the last instance was actually us speculating about this city of the Mersat and Mabon's connection, and how he was keeping a door closed, a portal to the mists, basically. And this is where apparently the Titans came from. So we are going to, I guess, let's start the chapter from the place where we left off, which would be which would be Harvest Den. I had to get my bearings there. I mean, the convergence would be an extra 30 minutes of stream on top. It would be nice to do it. But let's not. Let us pick up where we left off. Naturally, okay. So we got an email, urgent summons, and it's about Countess Anise. Now, full disclosure before we start as well, Countess Anise is featured prominently in this patch, and that is a bit of a problem because she's currently a bit mute. She's voiceless. She doesn't have a voice actor to provide her voice. Or didn't at the time of this release or recording, because of an ongoing strike of voice actors. So I will have to supplant her voice. I will not do a good job of it. So please be wary of this. This is an imperfect recap. But if we want to get it before the next release is released, then we have to just play it as is. For now, we are getting urgent summons from Countess Anise. Greetings, Commander. First, the positive news. Though the combined efforts of the Tyrian Alliance and the Astral War and several volunteers from the Lowland Coden community, we have managed to push through Jantir's northern isles into the outskirts of Bavanissos. Bavanissos, the city of the Marsat. Now for the, I'll put it diplomatically, less positive news. Despite our progress, we've been unable to access the city itself. We have teams surveying the area as we speak, but as is often the case, we'd benefit from your assistance. I ask that you head to Jantir Sentry to rendezvous with Isgaren, Waiting Sorrow, and myself at Thunder Bay Point. Fair warning that reaching the location will require some involved travel. Waiting Sorrow offered poised arrow transport via teleportation, but he was eager to travel by sea. Considering your seafaring experience, we thought it best to entrust you with safely transporting the cub. He will meet you at the launch point to make the trip. Anticipating your arrival, Countess Anise. So we are going by boat. Apparently. Now, they describe it as a complicated thing. You'll see in a second that in-game doesn't really translate into mechanics, so please be aware of that as well. But yep, we're launching from this point port. Oh, actually, we're launching from Jantir Sentry, so this is where we ended up the story, the Harvest Den, but we do need to launch from Jantir Sentry itself, from the northernmost part, because, and spoiler alert a little bit, we are going here into the Mistburn Barrow, an area that is soon going to be introduced to us as the Mistburn Barrens. So while we're taking this scenic route, let me just post a couple of links into Twitch chat. The main one being for me, genuinely, the YouTube channel, the link to my YouTube channel when I'm currently live as well, with the same content, obviously, and where this video will remain forever as an on-demand video, so or this stream, so you can always rewatch if you miss any parts of this, and you just want to sort of backseat. Watch the story without any capability of playing it yourself or whatever other reason you might have to not play it yourself, but instead watch it. I am trying to provide some explanations or connections to Guild Wars 1 and so on and so forth, so that might be an added bonus. I don't know how well of a job we can do with this content, because again, as I said, well, the connection or the notes that I have made are not substantial. There wasn't a lot to chew into. I mean, it was, but not necessarily with regards to the previous canonicity of any of the story. It's pretty much new canon. A lot of it is. Poised arrow.
You're becoming a fixture on these missions.
Now that I've had a taste of your gallivanting lifestyle, how can I return to the humdrum of provincial life? Besides, been a part of this from the start, I have. I'm here to see it through.
And your pa knows where you are?
Yes. He asked for volunteers. Wanted to repay the Alliance for their generosity. He's tending to things back home. Besides, I'll have a wayfinder by my side, and a damned powerful wizard awaiting my arrival.
Who could have teleported us there in an instant. Believe me, Sea travel is nothing to romanticize.
My first real voyage. Picture it. The breeze ruffling my fur, all majestic-like as I brave the salty tide. Anchors away.
Right. We'll see how that goes. And we're starting with the story instance Into the Valley of Shadow, Alliance staging ground.
That's it. Get it out of your system. Consider it the Sea's initiation.
Okay, he's still sick, even though we're pretty much
Relieved
inland
that you made it
by
in
now.
one piece. You certainly took the scenic route.
I had no hand in that decision.
Well, you're here, and that's what matters. Countess Anise certainly appreciates it.
Anise said the Allies have made it to the outskirts of Bavanisos. But it's inaccessible?
Correct. The Countess will get you up to speed. She's waiting on ahead.
Wayfinder?
So,
Wayfinder?
Poised arrow. The Sea's temper disturbs all in its wake. Gingerroot should calm your ails.
Or perhaps an elixir.
Whatever it takes.
the sea be a cruel mistress. Seasickness. How cute.
Huh, you made it. How was your first voyage?
I'll do things your way next time.
Figured as much. I'll prepare you a nausea elixir once we're settled here.
Once we'll settle here. Might be quite uncomfortable a couple moments then. Alright. Thank you both for coming. We need all the support we can get with this endeavor, says Countess Anise. Currently we have Alliance Ward and Lowlander teams surveying the area, but they've yet to infiltrate city limits.
It was never going to be as easy as waltzing through the front door. Spectral agony looms thick over this entire isle.
Is that why it feels so heavy here?
You're sensing a futile cling to power long obliterated. A Mersat's prized torture method. Heavy is an understatement.
I felt it too, Wayfinder. It stinks deep, this isle. And I've been sensing a vast well of it somewhere north of us.
Suspicious muck usually protects important information. Maybe we start there.
The youth's instincts belie his age. The North is a graveyard for one of the bloodiest Seer Mersat battles. Our plan is to start north, but stay vigilant. Darkness looms here like a vindictive foe, raring to settle her score.
Okay, that's it with the meeting. It was a quick one. But we are supposed to recheck with Anise. Eventually, not in this instance, but in the open world, if I remember correctly. I don't know why we have to go down the stairs here and then back. I don't know why the exit portal or exit starburst is over here. And this is our entry into the new map, basically, officially. Now, the way this map works, there are a couple of lanes that have constant events going on. I don't know how much we're going to participate. I think there is some level of participation expected of us, though. We'll see, though. So, let's check with Countess Anise then. Isgarin may have a flair for dramatics, but his concerns are warranted. Add to that the Alliance is increasing impatience. For now, we'll learn the nearby as best we can. The area, sorry. We have survey teams dispatched north, south, and centrally across the Isle. As discussed, beginning in the north is your best bet. If you encounter anything odd, notably odd, contact me at once. Okay, got it. So, and yeah, there we go. We got the examination magnifying glasses. A little bit of an icon on the map, as you can see. And we'll see what comes out of it.
The rest of Janthier look downright inviting.
For whatever reason they say that. So they mentioned spectral agony, by the way, and that it looms over the area. For those of you maybe out of the loop a little bit, spectral agony is a spell of sorts that the Mursaad used to use in Guild Wars 1, or the times of Guild Wars 1, to basically dominate all the other races, specifically humans, but Seer as well.
Careful. Easy to get turned around.
And the first thing we discover immediately is this thing. So first of all, it is instantly introduced as the Mursaad mirror. Now, this is interesting though, because it says to use the mirror to reach the wisp. We are supposed to reach a wisp. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't remember it very specifically, but on our first playthrough, well, it was definitely unusable, but we commented on the existence of the wisp around the mirror, and we had to go back and, as a story step, basically get that mastery done first, right? Unfortunately, I do already have that mastery, so there's a bit of a chunk cut out from the story. Near the mirror, though, there is a scrolled note. Shadowcraft and the Nisosian mirrors. Nisos, Nisosian. Working in collaboration with an Illuminate from the Astral World, we've begun research on the magically dense mirrors that are strewn through the city ruins. Upon inspection, this Illuminate has informed me that these mirrors are tethered together via a type of magic called Shadowcraft. Prior records on Shadowcraft are brief and limited to observation of Mursaad cloaking abilities. In practice, the mirrors are portals or gateways and are connected to a small dimension that exists between Tyria and the Mists. When someone travels through one of these mirrors, their essence is temporarily distorted and they are able to quickly jump from one mirror to another. Now, quickly, you'll see what that means in practice, but that is in essence what's going on. I don't know why they're calling them a mirror, because they are just like sort of shards collected together, and I believe this material was pretty much like obsidian, considered obsidian in lore. It is interesting though that the notes do mention a small dimension between our world and the Mists that has a very deep connection to the Mursaad, because the Mursaad are capable of phasing between worlds, basically, and that is the reason why they are then unseen, right? They used to be called the Unseen Ones, so it's pretty much their the very same thing they apply very personally. Now it grabs us and transports us. We are apparently enjoying the ride, but the problem with this, they said quickly transports us between two places. I don't know if this is really considered quick. I would have been faster here if I used the sky scale. Unfortunately, then I wouldn't be able to penetrate this barrier. I'm just gonna dig this up if you don't mind me getting a little treasure here. And I need a key to open this chest, so that's mine.
Is that? I should inform Anise.
So yeah, no commentary on the wisp, or sorry, on the mirror before in lore or as part of the story. Unfortunately, this is bothering me a little bit. that there's like a certain chunk of dialogue cut out from any subsequent playthroughs just because I already have the mastery. I wish I would have been able to present it with it, but also be able to enjoy it on my own time ahead of time as well. Radio
Can you
Anise.
hear me?
Everything all right, Commander?
There's something in the valley. It's glowing. I want to get a closer look.
Hold on. The last thing we need is you running off alone chasing shiny objects. Come back and we'll regroup. I'll have the wizards meet you just north of base camp. That way you'll at least have them to accompany your search.
Fair enough. Be there soon.
Try to block my talk to sort of mimic the radio communication, but hopefully I didn't render the whole speech completely uneligible, intelligible, whatever the word is. We're going back here then, and it seems like it's taking us right back to another instance. Interesting.
Wayfinder, the Countess told us to meet you. Said you saw something here.
It looked like some sort of glowing wisp, but I wasn't able to see it up close.
Interesting. I've been sensing something as well, a greater presence. It's potent, like the spectral agony, but also more...
Familiar.
You feel it too, Ren?
I can offer protection from the spectral agony provided you stay in my vicinity. Let us make haste.
And yeah, in Guild Wars 1, this is pretty much what happens as well. You encounter the Spectral Agony as a really devastating spell that the Mersat used to defeat you. But then you seek out a Seer, and the Seer does have a method of getting you rid of it, and that is by infusing your armor, specifically your armor. And if you then want to fight Mersat at any point, you kind of need the armor infused, because otherwise...
Is it supposed to hurt this bad?
Oh, poor thing. I forget how much higher our tolerance is to the agony.
I'm right there with you, Pokey. We'll push through.
It's pretty much the same icon as well. This was pretty much the first hint that we are getting something to do with the Mersat, because they on social media, ArenaNet has shared this.
What the? Did you hear that?
Yes. Weapons drawn. Stay alert.
That voice. Why can't I place it?
It sounded a bit like Mabon, didn't it? I don't know if it was meant to be Mabon, but
So many lives sacrificed. And for what?
such a long fucking escort. Kind of useless if you ask me.
Damned fools.
Who's there? Bold enough to insult us, but not to show yourself?
Little Claw.
So they're mentioning Sidoni. something or someone who had fallen previously. Okay, so the part of the story instance that comes up, we are going to be beset by hordes and hordes of enemies. There is an
There it is.
achievement for
That's what
killing
I saw
a
earlier.
great deal of them.
Sorrow, could that be what you were sensing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I'm supposed to approach the wisp. Once again, I need to stay close though, because of the spectral agony abound.
I feel strong.
Oh goddamn! But this is taking forever. I'm genuinely falling asleep. Might have something to do with the quality of my sleep lately, but also I feel like a more fun story instance.
What is that? It's fascinating. Can I touch it?
Touch.
Wait. Hold on. Commander, try using the Heart of the Obscure on it.
Okay. If you say so. Now she's the inventor of the Heart of the Obscure, so we should perhaps listen to her. It's like in the manual. First hand.
Hey! Weapons now! Gaining adrenaline.
Damn it. Ah, come on, damn it. And yeah, so there is an achievement for killing a shit ton of them within like a given time limit or something. Just like a quantity. The time limit is really just what's happening in this instance.
I warned you.
Give it up.
And it's not even a DPS check, as you can see. They are dying very quickly. And I wonder if there's a build who does some really good cleaving that could get rid of them.
They just won't stop.
Oh, they will though. It wasn't hard to do the achievement. At least not. It wasn't on Ellie. You know, I'm wondering like who's got cleave, and Ellie is a pretty safe bet.
I feel strong. Feel the adrenaline. Are you all? You know her?
You. I'll explain later. Stand your ground while I get rid of her. And I'll kill you again without a second thought.
And yeah, capacity for cruelty is one thing, but what is more cruel to? Should we be killing Yagon? No. Yagon is gone. Sorry, I had to have fun by myself then. Oh my god, keep fighting? You sure? We fought a lot already. I'm here. You can start nuking it.
all of them.
And there it is.
Is everyone all right?
It appears so.
Ren, that Mersat, was that
What's happening?
Mabon?
So this is it. Your legacy of ruination. Itself ended in ruin. Our legacy. What did you expect? Was it worth it? Look how powerful you are now. Damned fools. We're damned fools who damned ourselves. And this is what we have to show for it.
You knew it was Mabon.
I thought it best not to trouble you until our safety was assured.
You knew him?
Another friend I failed in his time of need.
His history was complicated, his people's more so. Even he was left conflicted. That speaks nothing of you.
Growl. Okay.
We should get out of here before the agony intensifies.
Yes, we need to inform Ines of our findings, regardless. Best we return to her.
Right on. I don't remember many other achievements. I don't think there are no optional dialogues, are they? They would have probably already shown me the option to initiate such, but let's do it without then. And go back to Ines. Surprisingly, we've been spit out over here in the camp again, so... but we also continue into another story instance immediately, because there's sort of another council in session. Can't quite run over here. Don't know what my skills do as well, so that's why I wanted to sort of leap there. Commander, last we spoke you left me on quite the cliffhanger.
Didn't mean to cause alarm. I had just caught sight of some glowing wisp. Upon closer inspection, it was...
Mabon, preserved in memory from his return in the wake of Bavanisos's destruction. Of that much I am certain.
I expected this area to draw out some ghosts of the past, but this...
Not just one, either. We were ambushed by a whole army. One even knows his Garen.
No. You're gone. A vile scourge even among the Mersat. She'll be dealt with.
Not much for peace of mind, but I'll take your word for it. As for Mabon...
We should retrace his path. The city's sealed, regardless. Why not look into it while we have the chance?
Then it's settled. Let's see what other secrets Mabon has left behind.
I wouldn't count on many, but the reason we are here to speaking specifically to Countess Ines and why she asked about them is, remember, she was in a sort of group of mesmers with Mabon in the past, so... Ready to go, Commander? On your way out, you'll pass Researcher Ren. She'll point you in the right direction.
And Commander, if you find anything noteworthy, check in over comms. Best to stay in contact in a place like this.
Oh, I passed her.
Wayfinder. You seem focused, so I won't keep you. Anise said you're off to explore another section of the Isle. Based on my research, some of the Mersat's more infamous figures made their mark in the Isle's southernmost region. Humbly, I'd suggest starting there. But beware. Memories of the past fade far sooner than the scars they leave behind.
What a word of wisdom. Anyway, a bunch of optional dialogues just opened up in here.
So, Mabon was a friend of yours.
Yes. He was a member of the Wizard's Court with me, and a very talented mesmer. One of the best I've encountered.
He seemed pretty upset at his people. And himself.
He was from an ancient race with a complex history. The Mersat. They were often at war, with a dragon, with the Seers. His Garen's people.
Ah.
Then, for a while, they were trying to keep a door closed. A door to another world, to keep the strangers out of Tyria.
That was
But
the
they
door
went
of
about
Kamali.
it in an extreme way. Killed a lot of innocent people. And in the end, the strangers won anyway. And they wiped out the Mersat entirely. Except for Mabon. He'd seen the error of their ways long before then.
I see why he was stressed. Seems like a pretty impressive guy, though.
He was.
So yeah, they're talking about the Flameseeker prophecies. That's pretty much not only the names of the the name of the game is Prophecies, simply, no Flameseeker, but yeah, this is the cycle of predictions. What do you call them? By Glint, visions. That, you know, Titans would start pouring from the door of Kamali, which for illustration right here is in the Ring of Fire. It was around this aisle that you used to have the door of Kamali, a portal to the mists from where the Titans eventually crawled out of, as you have just heard, and wiped out all the Mersat. Well, and they say all except for Mabon. There was at least one more, which was Lazarus. But Lazarus hid his essence basically into a couple of items like Harry Potter Horcruxes. And yeah, it's minor detail. Obviously, Waiting Sorrow may not even know. Isgaren, what you got for me?
Yugon is an old rival from the height of the Seer Mersat War. Thought herself my equal. I beg to differ. And yes, I killed her myself. It was thorough. That's as much as I'll speak on the matter. War in those days was not for the timid. Makes modern battle look like a child's game. Regardless, not my proudest moment. But I did what was called for. Especially after what she created. Everyone that she killed. The world is better off without her. I stand by that. If only the old crone had stayed dead.
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple of the notes here. I just wanted to make sure I don't forget one thing that was discussed here. Yugon is an old rival. So he said that he killed her himself. That war in those days was not for the timid. He did what he called for. Doesn't want to repeat it specifically, but we might have another hint for this. We're going to be on the lookout for it now. But let's continue then. with the last optional dialogue option. That is Countess Anise again. So, excuse the voice. The Alliance has been up in arms on how to handle the situation. A new layer of complication is not what we needed. Ludo and Lady Livia are especially riled. They're pushing for stronger action over research. What that stronger action would amount to? Frankly, I'm not sure we're ready to see the consequences. And now Mabon's here. If only in spirit. Still, I hope he can provide some guidance. We could certainly use it. I normally don't envy your work, Commander, but from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind trading places for a time. And yeah, again, the phone memories stemming from like the Mesmer Collective, I believe it was the name of the coalition that they used to be co-members of. So there you go. We're gonna leave through the Starburst again, just sort of good price. Yeah, it feels more immersive. Tell us to leave where we are supposed to leave. There are some events going on, and now we are supposed to search for Mabon's memory wisps. Now there is an achievement to search for a different set of wisps, but so far so good. We are going to be searching for these then, and that's it. And I think I'm in the wrong spot. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cross some of these walls and stuff from here. I believe not. This is where a story instance will take us later. Let's ignore it for now. We'll see whether we can fly over here. Seems like it's gonna be we're gonna be greeted with an invisible wall. For real, this is very high. Okay, I see it from here. But what about this bit? What about this part? This might actually be possible to fly over. In the meantime, we have discovered a place called Whispering Caverns. I don't quite remember what they are. The point of interest points somewhere. Oh, it's not a point of interest. It is, of course. So, every time we are supposed to look for a wisp.
Spotted. It's hovering near a bloodstone.
It's hovering near a bloodstone.
You could try the Heart of the Obscure again.
That
Sure
didn't
thing.
work out so well last time.
Hear me out. Given their proximity to the city, these shards were likely drained long ago. Between the Titans and the Mersat exhausting them, it's unlikely they're volatile. Hopefully.
A letter. Unexpected, but better than the alternative.
Right, but then ambush. And we are greeted with some written lore.
You were right. The heart didn't cause an explosion, but it did yield a letter.
What?
To Manikaz. Sounds like the Mersat ramped up their sacrifices
Very
right
fast
before
reader.
the door of Kamali opened.
Plenty of good that did them. Well, I'd keep watch for more wisps. Trust Mabon to guide you.
Okay, and the Mersat missive, as Gore described it, says Manikaz. It's about Mercia, so I'll put on whatever. We don't know what Mercia or whatever is her name is. I am assuming also she. Don't know what her voice is, so let's make one up. Manikaz, Lazarus tells me you are now solely in charge of the Sanguine Crater site. I will not waste my time with congratulations. You and I both know you wish to be here at the door of Kamali. Our forces in the Shiva Peaks have been routed by the Shining Blade, the Deldrimor, and their allies. Some of our own have even noted that they resist our spectral magic, secrets that were supposed to have died with the Seers. We are struggling to keep the cell batteries replenished. I suspect the forces beyond the door are working their end with increased intensity, which is why I am writing to you. Our sacrifices at Bloodstone Fen and here have not been enough. One of my little mice in the grass tells me you are researching a potential connection between bloodstones, an easier way to transport souls betwixt shards. Should this be true, then consider this next statement an official directive. You are to commence with further sacrifices, starting with the remaining humans and Coden. Once they are gone, begin to round up our dissidents, the insane, and the weak. They will have the privilege of serving the cause. If you do this, Lazarus, and I will see that your discovery is lauded for centuries, be prepared to transfer the souls to the Kamali site. Do not fail us. And that is Mercia. Now, yeah, the way they kept the door of Kamali, once again over here, shut in order to prevent the Titans from escaping is by supplying it with with human souls. So they were sacrificing them upon bloodstones. That was a crucial part. That the kill needed to be done on the bloodstone for whatever reason, because it sort of retained your soul, I guess. And then they charged what was known as the soul batteries, which kept the door shut. Again, to prevent the Titans from ever escaping. Now, I already closed the note, unfortunately, but there was one more interesting thing, and that was that they've been thwarted by the Deldrimor dwarves and their allies. The allies they are referring to are player characters from Guild Wars 1, basically. So every time you're looking for these wisps, you are looking for a bloodstone shard over here. So we are going to do the very same here.
Should get a closer look.
Once again, we are supposed to use the Heart of the Obscure, even though we are pressing it right here. Not.
Please! I can't take anymore!
I won't hurt you. I
won't fall for that! No! Stop! Atticus! Please!
Who would enjoy this? No wonder Mabon felt conflicted. You bear no resemblance to such monsters, Mabon.
And yeah, as you may have ascertained already as well, they did eventually started sacrificing their own. The Mersat did. So that's what you're seeing here a little bit. Let me live. Holy shit, we can actually hop on, right? I forgot. We can summon the Warclaw from
over there. Could it be
combat?
I'm afraid to see what evil lurks in these pages. Mabon, what exactly are you trying to tell me?
This is the record of Manikas. It is over. Kamali is bleeding Titans, and Lazarus has sent one final warning across the scrying eyes. A human lich wields the scepter of war and has opened portals across Tyria. I must assume one of them has been opened nearby. Seraph is supposed to be visiting soon. How can I face him? I spilled... Oh, it was Seraph. Seraph. Whatever. I spilled the blood of my kin across the stone the other day, on Mercia's order. I remember, guildless, he could barely float. Barak caught him trying to teleport away. His blood stains my armor still. Why wasn't Orestes there to save him? Where did that contemptible old fool flee? Did he know what was about to happen? Was that a scream in the distance? Has it started? I cannot let everything collapse here. There must be something in my notes. My lab. And yeah, they were working overtime to keep themselves alive from the Titans. Again, the Titans predicted to have, or have been predicted to kill them eventually. To be their doom, the doom of the race. Guiltless was mentioned as well. We will learn pretty much what it means very soon. Very soon.
Should get a closer look. It's all right. I'm here to help.
Too late for help. He's gone. I'm not too far behind.
You saw Manikaz die?
Not dead. Hiding. Fled to the Golden Lake.
Sorry.
The city is falling. He's afraid.
He'll get what's coming to him.
The pain is gone. I don't understand how, but thank you.
He can't hurt you anymore. How do you know he's at the Golden Lake?
He speaks to himself. At first I thought someone might be with him, out of sight. But I soon realized he was arguing with himself. Occasionally, at first, and then constantly.
Interesting. Well, you've earned some peace and quiet. Rest now. I found a lead. Some of the Bloodstone shards still had ghosts tethered to them. Just like in Sanguine Crater. Victims of Manikaz. Apparently, he hid at the Golden Lake as the city fell. I'm on my way now. The Wisp seems to be following Manikaz's route. Maybe Mabon was following his path of destruction.
That's as good a lead as we've found so far. I'll bring backup. See you soon.
And immediately we're going into the story instance right nearby here.
Serene, if you forget where you are.
Man, this is going to be a short stream, isn't it? This is one of the last instances, if not the last. There might be an epilogue or some shit, but
Gaining adrenaline. You lose.
wow, these are taking a long ass fucking time. I remember them being a bit spongy, but not this hardcore. Luckily they didn't do a lot of damage, but still, it's fascinating. What'd you say, bitches? And yeah, they do a lot of stuns as well. I completely forgot that that's the case too. Stealth. Getting punked. Nah, there's still the library bit as well. We're expected to do, and there's a lot of lore over there. I don't even remember how long it was since I've done this one. So what kind of build am I running to? This is
That's the stuff.
yeah, that is my build. You can tell by the dumb name. Although I when I delete some builds from the internet, I also name them stupidly. I named them some stupid shit. These stealth bits are annoying. Let's be honest here. Ow.
Feel the adrenaline. Gaining adrenaline.
Damn it. Why is still alive, that spirit man?
Back in fighting condition.
Fuck you.
Gaining adrenaline. That's the stuff. You can't stop it.
Ah, these spears? That's awesome.
Strong. Kill them all. No.
Ah, fuck. Also, once again, an achievement for killing all of these guys. Too. Or something like that. Was it? Maybe that might have been. I mean, it's a story step to kill them all, so I guess that wouldn't be an achievement at the same time. Makes no sense. There are achievements later on, so be on the lookout for those, I guess.
Adrenaline full. Gaining adrenaline. More bloodstone. Looks substantial.
I don't know how it is more substantial than all the other pillars with it, but let's try to neutralize it then.
You lose.
You think this is the end? I am the blood phenom. With this stone, I will outlast every one of you. Stop! Please! No!
This is a weird way to draw the instance, I'll be honest with you. I was wondering about this on my first playthrough too. Why did they do it like this? And there he died.
Me.
Pretty much died. But to not be so
Move out.
boring this instance, I guess. They do throw a little bit of a treat for you in terms of combat, I guess.
Gaining adrenaline.
Oh my god, what happened here? Oh fuck. So there is an achievement over here that you are supposed to kill the ruin shard without downing, without going into a down state, which I obviously failed over here, so... Oh god, you need to still fucking fight the broodlings? I didn't never realize that.
Look. There it goes.
Oh, sorry, the wisp. Again, still quite... don't understand why they did it the way they did.
Torn to shreds, bleeding out, alone in the dirt. I hope you felt every bit of it. In the name of each life you massacred, I hope you writhe beneath this future you so desperately feared. Still too merciful an ending for you. At least whoever did you in made fine work of it. Who's there?
This is the creature. His voice.
I know.
He was in pursuit of someone. And now, it appears, we are as well.
Any idea who? Was there ever something he said? Or did?
This is something best discussed away from here. We could all use a moment to get our bearings.
If it's all the same to you, Anise, I'm going to stay out here a bit longer.
Of course, Commander. Come see me when you're ready. In the meantime, some rest would do me well. Yeah, she's taking it hard. Now there's a lore text we are going to read. A tattered letter. It is from from V to S. S. This is the last letter I wanted to write, and I'm certain it'll never find its way to you. I just wanted to surprise you, S. I wanted to live and grow old with you, but I don't think I'm ever getting out of this chamber. My tomb. The unseen ones, these foul, awful beings that we worshipped, they're going to sacrifice me next, after all we did for them. Just before we were brought here, I found you a ring, and I stashed it in my pocket. They never took it from me when we arrived, which surprised me. It belonged to one of the villagers before the twins, before they killed all of them. I found it in the pile of trinkets that they kept. Is that awful of me, after all we did to those people? Is my desperation so cruel? It's not like it matters anyway. The unseen ones brought me to this chamber and locked me inside. I'm never alone. I'm alone in here, and I'm not getting out. Whenever I sleep, I hear whispers. When I wake up, I feel weaker. I don't know what kind of torture this is, but the subtlety is maddening. They left me paper to write and a little bit of food to eat. It's as if they don't want me to die, not yet, but they do want me to suffer. Just before they put me in here, I managed to hide your ring under a bush while their backs were turned, just outside of the gate to the lakeside holding facility. Was it west of here? My memory worsens by the hour. The room feels smaller, and while writing this, there's just no way you'll find my letter. In fact, I hope you don't. I can only hope now that your death is kinder than mine. I hope you never see the place. Knowing what I would know, instead of burying the ring, I should have placed it near the wall where we last kissed. We crossed that very spot while they escorted me to my fate. Do you remember the day, S? When they brought us all to the lake and let us swim and bathe? It was as if they wanted us to feel joy, albeit briefly, so that our suffering would feel all the worse. God, have mercy. Forgive us. Even if I die here, I'll always wait for you. I just wish we had more time. I hope you're dead. I just don't want you to feel any pain. V. Now we can speculate who V and S is. I wonder if the wiki already has some speculation about this. They might not. This might never be like explicitly tied to anything. I certainly haven't figured it out. But there is also an achievement, and I wonder if it's gonna work here. When I've already done it, because it feels like this stuff wouldn't be interactable much. I don't know. But there is a way to interact with a bush over here somewhere. I don't quite remember which one it was. There is like a place, I think it's this thing, that you can interact with. Pick up the ring, basically. You don't pick it up into your inventory. It is just an icon on your buff bar, basically. And then you bring it over to the wall they mentioned, and you will reunite some spirits. Unfortunately, once again, I've done it on my first playthrough. It seems like it's going to be impossible to do again, which is a shame. Now the ghosts don't say anything or whatever, but they are reunited. I don't think they can even be clicked as NPCs, so we will not find anything by doing that about their identity either. So let's drop it, I guess. And they are humans, very much. Now, I don't remember. There is an old letter on the wiki as well. Let me see. Penance for the past. Penance for the past. I want to see whether they have it described here. And at whatever point. Or that may have been, or that might be the next instance. I might be in the Legacy Damned still. Once golden, not tarnished. Yeah. Where's the letter? Yep. Unfortunately, they don't mention it on the wiki. I would have expected like links from those initials. But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot show you, or I think I cannot show you. Again, it's just two ghosts reuniting. We sort of give them their piece. Now, I'm gonna play the story a little bit out of order. Before we return to the camp, I want to participate in the Mount Balrior assault. To recap what was before. So, I'm quickly going to go into the Harvest Den, and we are going to play through it as a convergence. I want to show you. The way... what's his name? Old guy, old bear. This dude, he's should be around here already. No, he Stoic Older. Sorry, Stoic Older. The way he recounts the story of how we killed the Titans. Now, again, it's a little bit of a different thing there that happens. And I'm gonna pull the effects volume down and environment volume down as well, so that we can listen to the dialogues in the, and maybe the music down a little bit as well. So first time I'm fucking with these sliders in a while. Hopefully I won't regret it. These mobile chairs are great.
What?
There's a way to get this resting bonus without staying in one place. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get it fully. And yeah, we were supposed to start the stream with this instance. I should have put it off. I just forgot that I wanted to do it, so my bad. You know, my bad. Hopefully it's also for weekly, no? Unfortunately not. It's not one of those. It is Fractal of the Mists week, basically. And even here, it's cryptids or bandits, so it would be better if we did the other. But there he is, Stoic Older.
Shh, quiet!
Let me tell you a story. One the Ashmakers will weave for centuries to come. The day the Wayfinder and I crawled to the top of Mount Balrior.
Dangerous it is.
Indeed, it is a story of allies pitted against unrelenting challenge. The fight for survival. The tools we used to carve out legend.
Wow.
The sting of betrayal when affection has just begun to bud.
So, what happens?
Well, the Wayfinder took the first step.
And it's our cue. Unfortunately, they, as you can see, most people are already inside. Didn't time it very well. If you want to hear the whole dialogue, you need to wait around a bit longer than the people entering the instance. But it seems like the instance is still plentiful. We are going to be able to do this thing. And it is interesting the way this is done, because Stoic Older is not really going to speak over here. I don't even know if he's an NPC here. He should be, right? He said, you know, how he and the Wayfinder killed the Titans.
Our tale starts, as most do, with deceptively humble beginnings. The Wayfinder happened upon a quaint supply caravan at the foot of the mountain.
Supply caravan? Ugh, boring.
Yeah, when do we get to the exciting part?
All in good time, young ones. Distant memory was glad to have the Wayfinder's assistance.
I am glad to have your assistance, Wayfinder. And with that, they began their trek into the mountain to deliver their precious cargo.
And the dialogue is still a bit quiet.
Strong! An ambush!
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of the story here.
That's the stuff. Stopped in its tracks. Frozen
like that
deer.
today.
Titan spawn swarm. With the path now clear, the Dolyak was free to continue up the trail.
It's cutting out dialogue a little bit, unfortunately. People are progressing it too fast.
Another wave of the stranger spawn attacked the caravan.
I'm not gonna participate, even though it wouldn't make a difference. I'm afraid it's gonna cut out another piece of dialogue. But it seems like, nah, this is a very small group anyway. Kind of accounted for, I guess. Probably, I don't know. Have I ever tried to hide all the names?
Thanks to the Wayfinder's efforts, the caravan reached its destination.
Yeah!
This looks cleaner, right?
Ah, but do not be so quick to celebrate, small cubs, for the real challenge had only just begun. The caravan was transporting parts for a very important device, a tectonic thumper.
What does tectonic mean, Stoic Alder?
Well, you see, it's, irrelevant. Just know that this device was an essential tool in the Wayfinder's triumph over the Titan.
First of all, it wasn't, right? We know that from playing the story ourselves. Secondly, I don't know why they decided... I mean, it's a mechanic, of course, here. But I don't know why the dialogue is the way it is. If they wanted to introduce it for...
As our intrepid band of heroes set up camp, an Astral Ward lieutenant approached the Wayfinder. Her name was Visha Foeraiser, and she was the inventor of the tectonic thumper.
Where is she?
You there! Stop dawdling and make yourself useful!
She was rather rude.
This thumper may be up and running, but it requires calibrated magic to work optimally. Go sniff out a few suitable spots to build some calibration thumpers with that journeykin of yours. Take the necessary supplies from the Dolyak.
There you go. We get to build this stuff. Now there's a mechanic where you don't, you need to be careful to not overstretch this. Oh, sorry.
The Journeykin's keen senses were trustworthy indeed.
So you don't want to stretch it too hard, otherwise you will fail. I'm getting this. Also, fuck. See? This is what happens then. Also, this seems to be a dead end. How did I get here? Don't tell me we're doing Decima again. So yeah, this used to be just the single one, Titan Decima. They eventually added Greer into the rotation, and I think the potential is for Aura to appear as well, outside of the raid, I mean. Now the building locations are always the same. You don't have to sniff anything basically if you know where to look for them. I don't off the top of my head, especially not what's the fastest way to get there. So unfortunately we're taking the scenic route.
Packs of Titan spawn patrol the mountain diligently.
They're not so tough. The Wayfinder can handle that.
On their own, perhaps, yes. But if allowed to grow in number, they could overwhelm the camp. Potentially very troublesome.
And yeah, there are a couple activities you can do in this convergence. Namely, bring the supplies, right? When the Thumpers are broken, when they're not, they will generate these essences. Now, the essences you are supposed to eventually bring back to the main camp, to the base camp.
Kill them all.
It is good to farm a couple of them first before you head right back. I'd say for obvious reasons, because you don't waste as much time just running around.
Overwhelmed the camp, halting the Thumper's progress.
Dodge this.
And yeah, as you can see, they kind of, well, they didn't destroy it, but it is possible to repair it. I don't know if Stoic Alder was referring to the base very near Titan's Pass. Now, as soon as you collect enough, it will alert you that you cannot carry more essence, and your cat will get the zoomies, and it's gonna run like fucking hell.
The Thumper continued its work.
So there's one central tectonic Thumper, basically, and a couple of smaller ones. So this is this thing, and you are supposed to bring the essences over here, and they're supposed to like sort of thump out, I guess, or lure out the
Memory channeled all of his strength, disabling the magics, preventing the Wayfinder from regaining their feet.
Now that was an unclaimed site, as you may have seen. You can build a Tampa there, if I'm not mistaken. You don't have to build all of the Tampers, by the way, and defend them. You're kind of stretching yourself thin as well by doing that, so it might not be the best course of action. Very typically, you will collect the essences from like 4 Thumpers, and then the next phase starts.
I'll destroy you all. Boomed and crackled with thunder and lightning.
Oh no, thunder and lightning, it's gonna be Decima.
And soaking the mountain in torrential downpour.
Or maybe not. I mean, might not be.
Venom, too strong. I'll destroy you all.
Might not necessarily be Decima, but
Sharp blade, sharp mark.
Misha checked the central Thumper's readings.
That's odd.
Something was clearly stealing magic from it. But what? The Wayfinder's journeykin anxiously sniffed about. Perhaps it sensed something.
You can get some essence from breaking these walls as well. Don't know what they're referring to with this one. Some obscure little mechanic. I guess you can sniff out enemies from in the base camp.
Surged in to attack camp. The Central Thumper was in danger. And then, the frozen soil thawed, allowing the Wayfinder to rise once more.
Okay, so not here. This is sometimes when you build camp, I guess, but not always, it seems. And by the way, at a certain point, the Thumpers will be already secure.
An eerie fog rolled in, covering the mountainside like the heroes' teamwork was bearing fruit. They were nearly ready to draw out the wicked Titan.
Yeah, so once the Thumper is secure, like this one, it doesn't have any event around it. You don't have to protect it anymore. Basically, it's gonna stay producing. I don't know if it produces slower or why. Is there a reason for protecting more of them than just the one? It is what it is. Because I can, you know, feasibly just keep collecting essence over here and keep bringing them back, and it's gonna do as much good as me protecting other Thumpers. But oh, Greer's Blight, so it might be Greer that we're getting, which is, you know, I'm glad about that one, because first of all, I think Decima is a dumb dumb NPC. Secondly, I think Greer is much more menacing, and secondly, he is, I mean, Greer is the one I've killed fewer times, but it doesn't really matter which one it is, so there's that. Now, as soon as you fill the bar of the Tectonic Thumper, which you can just barely see above my webcam, you are ready to sniff out the Titan, which should appear pretty much in the little lake, Sulphurous Lake, I think.
The ground shook under the full force of the Tectonic Thumper. The mighty machine rattled the mountain's very core. Unable to stand
It is
the
Greer.
noise and fury any longer, the Titan at last angrily surfaced. His name was Greer. Adrenaline rising. Stop the Wayfinder. Kill them all. Refreshing. You can't stop me. As the Wayfinder reached the top of the mountain, adrenaline rising, a ghostly image of distant memory appeared. Through a bang of distant memory, the bones and soil melted away, allowing the fallen allies to rise once more. Feel the adrenaline. That feels good.
Unfortunately, the dialogue is cutting off here quite a bit. So at one point, Stoic said, through a focused mind, he channeled his energies, forming a link between the mountaintop and the camp, which explains the ghostly presence of distance memory over here. Even if distance memory, he himself is not here, technically. So we can bring those essences to the ghost, and then that way we
will feed the foundry. I'll destroy you all.
The Foundry is referring to the Foundry of the Failed Creations, where Titans are typically created or have been in the past. Now, I've speculated a bit about whether it is the only way to spawn Titans. Again, there were some hints that those are not originals, basically. Also, the Titan or the Foundry of the Failed Creations used to be operated by
Adrenaline rising. Block my path, and I will grind the earth below yours.
has been operated by people who are no longer around, basically. That's the... what are they called? Sorry. I'm blanking at the moment. Okay, we're supposed to CC apparently. Don't know which of my skills are CCs, so let's just bring down whatever we can. Well, yeah, but the Foundry used to be operated by Abaddon's people, basically. Don't know if you've heard that, probably not a lot of it, but Distant Memory said, I will channel... Sorry, Wayfinder, I have momentarily linked our spirits, continue collecting fuel for the Thumper. I will channel it into the machine directly through you, even though this is pretty much information we already knew from Stoic Elder too. Now, you're supposed to follow the stench, but once people have already found out where to go, you can teleport directly to the Titan.
Kill them all. I should have trained more.
Greer once again taunting us.
Your soul is mine. The bones and soil melted away, allowing the fallen allies to rise once more. Adrenaline rise.
Greer taunting us with the yearning I rest to feast on the delicacy of your world is immedicable. Don't know what the word immedicable means necessarily. I think I can sort of derive it from my limited knowledge of how English words from Latin are formed, but this is why I like Greer a little bit more than Decima. Decima seems like a very dumb... when I said dumb character, I meant it both ways. That dumb in the way she's designed, but also dumb in the way she behaves. She's just a stupid one. Greer seems to be the intelligent one. I mean, intellectual even, if you can say that about a Titan. Still cool design as fuck, even though you just are probably not quite capable of appreciating it in this visual mess. Where did you go, you idiot? What are you doing with the war claw over there? Once again, I'm supposed to CC. I don't know with which though, with what skills. Also, there seems to be like so few people around me. What the hell? Oh, that's only because I turned off the name tags. I might need to turn them back on because I genuinely cannot see where people are. But it also feels like, unless they're called out,
This is getting serious.
You can't stop it.
Aggressively, I feel like There's very few people.
You're finished.
I'm not on a stack.
Gaining adrenaline.
I'm so used to seeing name tags instead of... Well, okay, I'm gonna turn it back on even though I hate the mess. Let me see all the player names. Yeah, they're kind of dispersed. I think there's some culling going on in here.
Still standing. Barely.
Destroy you all. Armored up.
Shield us.
Refreshing.
Water.
Adrenaline rising. Faster.
Once again, it's running away from us. We need to follow stench particles.
Distant memory channeled all of his strength, disabling the magics, preventing the Wayfinder from regaining their feet.
Ah, sorry, wrong skill. We're right next to it. Come on.
You'll be doing that one for days. I could use a hand over here.
I'll destroy you all. Adrenaline rising. Watch the pain away. No.
I'm in bad shape here.
Sharper still.
Armored up.
Now, I don't remember whether this Convergence has any sort of cool dialogue hinting at what's gonna happen next in the story. I think that may have been just part of the story instance. What makes sense there, not here.
Sharp blade, sharp
I
line.
genuinely don't know. What the fuck are you doing, mate? Mate! Why did I follow this idiot?
No.
Running away with it. Didn't have to do that at all. At all. Ow, and I'm just dead because of him. Fucking dumb cunt. Holy shit, I'm so mad at this guy. Doesn't understand how greens work. I mean, I shouldn't be all that
You can't stop it.
mad then. It's not like the
Adrenaline rising.
game explains it anywhere, I guess. I don't know. Very nicely stacked now, though.
Sharp blades, sharp line.
Not a lot of dialogue being delivered at the moment, unfortunately. Not even by Greer, which is a shame.
Adrenaline.
You are all weak.
The end is near.
Still, the question remains: who's operating the foundry at the moment? If it's not
Nice and lean.
the once seafaring people of Abaddon's following.
Kill them all. Can't kill, shall breathe. Armored up. Adrenaline full. I'll destroy you all. Gaining adrenaline.
Once again, it is CC time. We're gonna fail again, I guess. Not a lot of other people do CC either way. Now we need to do the CC, otherwise we cannot damage.
Tell me
So
you saw that.
Unyield back on solid ground.
Soil melted away, allowing the fallen
there you go.
to rise once more.
Death stalks me.
As you can see, the Greer's model did kind of lose his, lost a little bit of the detail.
Big dumb titan.
Astute commentary there, Cub. I don't know, that's by design, but it looks a little goofy, a little bald, without all the sort of sticks sticking out of its dumb little tiny pea head. Someone already reached the fucking Titan?
I feel gaining adrenaline. You can't stop. That's the stuff. I'll destroy you all.
These NPCs are such an afterthought, aren't they? They genuinely pose no threat. They're killed within like the 10 fucking seconds of entering the arena every time.
No.
Damn it. Ow. And yet it seems like their health bar is gonna remain on screen for the rest of it. It's weird.
Refreshing. Watch the pain away. I'll destroy you all. Adrenaline rising.
Now you're mine.
Nice and lethal.
Run them through. Hail. Fight. Recover.
Back in fighting condition.
Sharp blade, sharp mark.
That's the feel the adrenaline.
All just a bit of your soul. You won't miss it.
Anyone?
You're finished.
I'll destroy you all.
Stand your ground.
Feeble-minded.
There you go, there's some dialogue. I like it.
Let's patch you up.
Kill them all.
Oh, thank you. Another. I'm in bad
So
shape here.
let's try to save the banner. When we land it, that is considered a CC. And the CC phase is coming.
Contract accepted.
You can do it. The compact is sworn.
Armored up.
Does this do CC?
Barriers.
No, it doesn't seem so. So I've been casting it pointlessly, rather pointlessly.
Vital. Recover. Cleared for approach.
Nice. That feels good. Wounded.
You've been struck.
Adrenaline rising.
Barriers. Now.
I feel strong.
Another.
Ready for anything. Armored up. I'll
The yearning I rest feast on the delicacy of your world. Is immedicable.
I'll destroy you all.
Pull them down.
Gaining adrenaline.
And he's gone.
The Wayfinder sure is strong.
Oh yeah, sure I am.
Indeed. That looks valuable. They are a mighty warrior. One that I'm honored to have fought alongside. But it was not their strength alone that won the day. It was everyone's. The Codan people, the Astral Ward. All of us putting aside our differences and fighting the insurmountable as one. When we all work together, the mountains shake and titans fall. Always remember that, young ones.
Yes, Stoic Alder.
Yes, Stoic Alder.
Teachable moment. And that's it. It's gonna kick us out of the instance in a minute. There's not much story else. So yeah, with that, I wanted to recap sort of a middle story recap of what was before, the current thing we're doing at the moment. Let me play with the balance again. So we did used to have more music, a little bit more environment, and a couple more effects. I don't know how much I want to really go up. The effects always are sort of overwhelming, overbearing. So is the environment typically, but we'll see. I guess we're gonna fine tune it again, because again, like I always find the effects quite crushing over everything. Don't know if this is the environment, the footsteps. This should be a little more ambient, right? It's just the environment, and then we'll see. We'll see. We'll fiddle with it a little bit later. So I need to take a little break. We're gonna take a little bathroom break. I'm also gonna greet my partner who just came home. Maybe get some more water before we get into the next story step, which is penance for the past. One of the last substantial ones, and yeah. I think very much the last story step of this this release, and with that, I will eventually say goodbye to you. But yeah, for now, a little break, and let me be right back then.
Are you sure you want to go with the Skywatchers? You can ensure our safety better from here.
Sit and wait? I cannot. The Skywatchers fought the strangers with us. They tended to our wilds, to us.
Protect the den from here. Let them go.
They deserve my spear, and I lend it with no hesitation.
Okay, let's get into the camp. Back into the camp. Where have I pressed? Something wrong? No. We're chilling. For some reason the starburst is way the fuck over there. Oh yeah, so this story instance will have a lot of lore strewn about, but we'll see. There's a tattered journal is here as well. I don't know if I want to read it here just because we're going by, but I guess so. It is very much on hand, so this once loved journal is now in tatters. Multiple pages are missing, so it's Ulrich's. Don't know who Ulrich is necessarily. We waited a couple of days to make sure that the Coden were gone, but as soon as the coast was clear, we headed back to the northern shore with sacks of food and supplies. We had to test Tatiana's theory. I rode right into the bay. No headaches or nosebleeds. The clouds even parted, revealing just enough sun to light my path. It was as if Saul himself looked upon us. I gathered the others and we departed. So Ulrich is very clearly a white mantle. Remember? We found it. Bavanissos. The renewed sense of purpose is both sickening in how overwhelmed I feel, but also exciting in how quickly it renewed our purpose. Tatiana needs time to recover from the voyage. The sea is not her ally, so we've settled in one of the safer ruins. We've been here for a few days now, and neither she nor Judge have strayed far from our new refuge yet. Bavanissos is more dangerous than what we are used to, and edible food is far scarcer. I think they miss our makeshift home back across the bay, and I do as well, but our mission is more important now. I'm getting more comfortable when venturing into the ruins of my own, but strange beasts that I've never encountered before plague Bavanissos. They're menacing, with a distorted appearance that's challenging to describe. I've never seen anything like them. They appear to be coming from somewhere to the east, and they venture further and further west each day. Farther, and whatever. Judge was able to kill a smaller one and carve it for meat, but none of us can stomach the smell. Their bodies rot quickly after death, as if their flesh is suddenly incompatible with our air. Whatever these things are, they are not natural. Tatiana swears we've been watched now. She refuses to take a watch post on her own, especially after dark. She claims that it is the unseen ones, here to give us a message, but neither Judge or I have heard the same. Her faith is strong, so I'm sure her heart is earnest, but I worry that our musty surroundings and lack of meat have made her ill. She paces and mumbles to herself. We used to enjoy the time together, but now she can't hold eye contact. Interesting adventure there. There's also another letter right next to Countess Anise. That's Anise's as well. Veils of the inner and outer councils. I write to you from our camp in the outer ruins of the Mersad city of Bavanissos. The Alliance's progress into the city is stalled, blocked by some unusually potent magic. There are pockets of spectral agony and tides of mistburn that come and go. It is a cursed place. Mabon knew this, so he kept the island warded. The 9 of us have had the esteemed pleasure of serving alongside the late Fifth Veil, and though a few of you may yet harbor feelings of mistrust at his deception, I know some of you do not. Like me, he recruited some of you into the collective shroud. You rose in the ranks, tutored in spellcraft and arcane protections that my most tempered exemplars would envy. Normally, I would pluck one of the more experienced Shroud members for a lesser job, but in this instance, I wonder if any of you, someone else who carries Mabon's flame, might dust off your boots and step up to the mark. awaiting your response. Countess Anise 8 Vale. Before we move on with the story too, I think ArenaNet has included a bit of a meme, a bit of an Easter egg over here. Right when you walk around and meet this group of members who are part of an ongoing achievement as well, this is the dialogue that plays.
Wow, that's quality armor.
Thanks.
And I say it's a bit of a meme because, first of all, I think they missed a trick with being able to click NPCs and look or inspect their armor, so you could look at it. This is one of the new armor sets, I believe. And yeah, this phrase is here on a couple of places. Not only when you walk by these NPCs, but also when you talk to this merchant and this armor person.
I'm cold. Everything's a little darker. What do you think it's for?
I believe it's tapping into a sliver of reality between Shadow and the tangible world that surrounds us. They melded that magic to the surface of this mirror, turning it into a gateway between other access points.
Here they explain the mirrors a little bit more. Countess Anise.
Countess?
You know, when I first met him, I wasn't sure I trusted him. His motives seemed hazy. But Livia trusted him, which meant something. And she was right. My fears seem silly now.
Being cautious. Even Mabon had reservations about his own kind.
He's made that clear. You could hear it in his voice. What are we missing, Mabon? We don't have time for games. The Alliance is growing impatient. And not just Livia and Ludo.
Well, the only place I haven't been yet is the Central region. Not exactly a lead, but...
It's all that's left. Commander, sorry to be so maudlin. I'm sure that this feeling of happiness will pass. Helplessness will pass. Eventually. I get it. I didn't know him long, but I could see Mabon was special. You must have quite the extraordinary picture of Mabon from your few encounters with him. He wasn't always plagued by this much excitement. He could be boring, too. Those might be the moments I miss the most. Politics is a strange world. Makes you question motives. Which do people care more about? Me or what I can do for them? Once I came to truly know Mabon, there was never a question. He was genuine. In that regard, you two are very alike. I believe you would have grown to be dear friends had the time allowed for it. And then there's that. Alright, let's go into the Central region in what is pretty much, if I remember correctly, the very last... the very last instant.
Energy all over the Isle, resulting in these magnificent isolated wind tunnels.
Send the Journey King soaring with you.
And they very much enjoy it.
Yeah, they also explain the mist surges here. Well, this one doesn't work as they describe it, but others allow you to
come through
quite effectively.
Very funny. But like Anise said, there's no time for games. I wonder if my war clock could pick up on any leads. Worth a shot.
Like this one, that sends the Jornikin soaring. Whee! puts you in the air like this. So then you follow these traces. You can interact with them for what it's worth. It tells you this trace amount of the wisp's magic appears to pulse in the direction of the ruins. It says I should keep following. When you do, you eventually find the wisp. And it says the magic of the wisp remains strong here. It appears as though it lingered here by the rubble for some time. What were you thinking about, Mabon? And there's a tattered journal. One I haven't read apparently yet, so let me see that one. It's also Ulrich's journal. This once loved journal is now in tatters. Multiple pages are missing. We found one of them. Judge and I have made the most satisfying discovery. After a quake in the earth, a pathway into the Unseen One's grand library was revealed. While Tatiana rested at our camp in the eastern ruins, Judge and I made our way inside. While most of the documents are written in a language neither of us can comprehend, some of the less dated tomes were written in Common Crichton, perhaps left for us, mercenaries of divine change. Oh, Saul, we hear you, we see you. Our gods, the Unseen Ones, I have found their name. They were called the Mersad. I feel as if the purpose of this life has unfurled in front of me. This city, their city, houses a gate to another plane. This is what the confessor sent me to find. This is how we assure his victory. My efforts have completely shifted to finding a path into the city proper, so I can locate this gate and end the war. But Tatiana grows angrier by the day, and Judge more solemn. So I continue to encourage them that this is the way, this is our path, and we cannot step out of place. Those peaceful days that we shared together were kind, but those days are done. I finally found a pathway into the city depths. Another quake revealed the path. It goes down deep into the mountain. Even I haven't traveled too far yet. It looks treacherous, but my fear is validation. Tatiana and Judge are nervous, but they are more motivated than the weeks past. Although I struggle to identify whether they are motivated by the Confessor's mission or by wanting to end it. We will spend a few days preparing, and then we march downward. I wonder if Ulrich, let me check, quickly verify whether Ulrich might be an actual NPC from the first game. Unfortunately, Ulrich, it only searches for one Ulrich, and that one is a Kurzik, so definitely not the guy we are looking for. And it tracks. I mean, Ulrich being a German name and all. Anyway, let's keep tracking Mabon's wisp. The wisp's magic thrums in the direction of the hallway ahead. All the little traces say the same. You don't have to click all of them to learn about this. You just have to interact with the wisps along the way. Like here.
Something?
The magic of the wisp hovers in the air around this location. It fills you with a sense of agitation that sends tingles down your spine. Something you didn't want to see here. Sorry, I should have read that in my Char's voice. The wisp's energy pulses upward towards the platforms and catwalks above the ruins. So right here, they also bring you through a treasure. A little code and cache. I don't know what the code and caches are doing here. First of all, this seems like it's been buried in stone, basically. Secondly, are Coden just genuinely chilling around these ruins?
Lead the way.
The trace of the wisp stands still, seemingly looking down from the edge of the platform to the entrance of the ruined library below. You sense sadness. Whatever happened here, it was powerful. And right there is the wisp again.
Good job, you. It wants us to follow it into Baba Nisos. And we're back to square one.
Because we cannot
I
open
located another wisp.
Baba
It's leading
Nisos.
me into the city.
Of course it is. Hold tight. I'll send backup to help examine the area. Surely we've overlooked something. I forgot her voice already. But luckily she's not part of the instance as far as I can remember. We are going to search the library a bit more. By ourselves. A couple of achievements here that used to be here. First of all, it's to basically read everything or interact with everything, and then to kill everything.
Now what?
And then there are
Just forge ahead, or take a moment to look around.
and then there are a couple of other threats. There are a total of 3 hidden enemies in this instance that you can lure out and kill for an achievement. It's quite cute, actually. I really enjoyed this instance when I first played it. I felt like this is some proper core Tyria or core... Not even core story step, but because those wouldn't be there for repeatable achievements, but like some proper like season 4 instance, right?
Isgarin? Her mind had abandoned logic if she willingly pursued the masked scourge.
I would expect more remorse in your tone, Overseer.
Her spectral agony killed his people's premier. Yagan was never going to win that battle.
And yeah, they describe these Garen's fight with Yagan once again. The one he is sort of hesitant to talk about loud. So there's the dank nest over here, which if we interact with, it says the stench coming from this makeshift nest of filth is nearly overwhelming. It rides ever so slightly in a disturbing fashion. But if we take a closer look, you peer closer, resisting the urge to gag. From somewhere under the muck, you can hear a deep, intermittent growling sound, like the nose of a very empty stomach. All we can do is leave the nest alone at the moment. We are going to be forced to kill quite a lot of NPCs ourselves here, even though we're not necessarily doing it for the achievement anymore. Unfortunately. So there are a couple of things you can interact with. First of all, this torture collar. This savage device appears to have been used around the neck of a victim to keep them docile. There's still dried blood on the spikes. That's inhumane. This overbearing.
What now?
God damn it. Right next to it, the pamphlet, the propaganda pamphlet. Now, if it should happen that I don't kill all the cave spiders, which I would very much like to avoid, by killing them all, you reveal one of the 3 hidden creatures, namely like a spider queen or whatever.
Sure, we're modest.
Baba Nisos, a marvel. Baba Nisos stands as the greatest city in all of Tyria, and it is thanks to our benevolent and uncompromising vision of a grand future, with the Mersat as the rightful shepherds of this land and its denizens. Though the other intelligent races of our world have contributed to our development in his world in their own small ways, it is only the gracious charity and industriousness of the Mersad that has ensured such a place could be built. It shines out as an example to all beings with eyes to see that with the faith and the steadfastness and the glory of the Mersad as the driving force in Tyria, all things may fall within our grasp. And yeah, modest indeed. Once again, we are beset by spiders in front of the desiccated corpse. The body of a man dead for many years. The corpse appears to be surprisingly well preserved, making it almost impossible to tell how long it's been here. Disturbing. We can do a little scan of it. I believe it's the same model that is used for like the decoration of the skewered people in the prison, in the raid wing, whatever it's called. The one where you meet Sol D'Alessio himself. So hopefully I'm not spoiling it for anyone. So you've got the Mersad monument, again part of the one of the reveals here. This distinctly shaped monument is weathered and worn, making the glyphs engraved into its surface mostly unreadable. Using the heart, you can make out the words heroic and sacrifice. Wonder if there's something more to this. Yep, there is. It is part of a puzzle. We are not really interested in completing the puzzle and revealing all of the...
Retrieving the mist's good. We cannot open it. The door of Kamali is about to burst at the seams. But there's no escaping it now. I hope they're watching. Wherever they are. Home. You sent us to die.
And with that, a little note is revealed here.
Spectral agony. Yagan deserved to die for bringing such vile magic here.
And it was indeed Yagan, apparently, that invented it, basically, or somehow discovered it. Of the many weapons within our enemy's arsenal, spectral agony continues to prove itself the most dangerous and terrible of them all. Not only does it inflict the most excruciating pain imaginable without causing a single wound, but it also saps the victim's will to fight against it, crushing down upon them until they can no longer think of anything but the pain. That the Mersad would even devise such a spell speaks volumes about their capacity for cruelty and savagery, and it gives our people every reason to oppose them at every turn. There can be no reasoning with such beings, no peace that can be brokered when such methods are employed. This council would do well to heed my call on this matter, even in my exile, lest we find ourselves groveling before these foul beings and their ultimate weapon of control. We must act, and act now. There can be no compromise on this. Isgarin. And yeah, this tells us this. Isgarin was very much exiled from his people. I don't know if that's been revealed before, or if this is the first mention, but there it is as a mention. The next text says the following. This is your summons. The hunt now begins for Isgarin, the masked scourge. Very few of our enemies remain, but he should not be underestimated. Isgarin gained passage into Balanissos undetected and killed Yagan in broad daylight. She was amongst her peers and family, and the assassination was executed at the height of preparations for the ceremony of the Rabbit's Moon. Thus, Isgarin is considered detrimental to Mersad vitality. As is tradition, the final life breath of the enemy should be gifted the mate of the victim. If you are able to locate Isgarin, please bring him to me alive. If bringing him back to Bava-Nissos becomes problematic, killing the enemy may be your only option. Even though the Masked Scourge was exiled by his people, he continues to seek revenge for the death of their leader, Sidoni. If he was the co-vantage, he will win. That was written by Celsa, an arch, whatever the title was. I thought I would remember it once I read it, but didn't really. Tattered Book, a treatise by Nea Grunwald, written at 984 AE, which is, by the way, way before the nearby town of what was it called? There, the town on the mainland. Sorry, not mainland, on the Isle in Gentir Sintri. Someone around here. I won't remember the name of it. But yeah, right here. Some 100 years before that, or 80. Just for an approximation, it was before the Third Guild War as well. Anyway, it doesn't matter when exactly. It has been said by some that the events of the past are built upon a foundation of facts as solid as any castle or fortress. But as any student of architectural knowledge can tell you, the foundation of a castle can be found to have cracks or even outright falsehoods spread about the stability of its construction. So too can the bedrock of history be replete with lies, deceptive information, and propaganda. It is incumbent upon those who undertake the study of history to continue to apply time-honored methods of critically discerning fact from fiction, even in, perhaps even especially so, texts that are considered sacrosanct by those who currently hold power. It is never enough to simply take the words themselves as factual without verification and independent corroboration of the evidence, no matter how convincing. Take those stories of our own gods, for example. We know they existed, for their works remain for us to study to this day, and from those works we can certainly say with confidence that they were incredibly powerful entities. Beyond that, however, what can be independently verified about the story of their arrival upon Tyria, about their involvement in our own origins as humans? There are conflicting reports, conflicting dates, conflicting facts, and little firm evidence to verify any single detail. This book will seek to eliminate and the rest of the text is illegible, likely due to water damage. Come on, mates. Mates!
Strong!
The pile of discarded clothing is soiled, but the style of the garment is like nothing you've ever seen before. It seems strangely intact, given how old they appear to be. How odd. And now, for the strange tablet, which...
What does it mean?
Describes, or there is a sort of a poem or something. The bulk of the text on the stone tablet is written in the form of the Mersad language too archaic for you to read, except for 4 stanzas written in the common tongue. When birdsong thrills in a crisp, clean air and new life springs from soil fair, we call to thee. Then comes the warmth of sun's embrace to glint upon thy upturned face. We summon thee. To catch the leaves before their fall, one must hearken to arbor's call. We offer to thee. At last we feel the cold winds bite, at the end the seal of mother's spite. We welcome thee, Barboza. So they refer to Barboza. I was initially thinking about like, what is this? Who is this? And we'll see. Find out. I'll show you. So as you may have ascertained, we are supposed to click these talismans in a certain order, and the order is like basically spring, summer, fall, and winter, right? So the next one is no, sorry, my bad. Wrong order of business. Can we not restart this? What the hell? There you go. You need to start with this. So first is Lifespring, then... Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. We haven't clicked the Midsummer. Imbued with the essence of summer, you feel a desire for the cool shade of a tree. That's cute how they have the descriptions even on the buffs. On the little buffs. Arboreal Talisman, that is here. You hear the crunching of fallen leaves and smell the whatever. Imbued, something pulls inside you like a freezing wind. Shit. And then last but not least, you interact with the Mistral Talisman, which represents winter. And there. You feel a chill across your skin and hear the crackling of a wood stove burning. Imbued with the essence of winter, you feel a pull back to the alcove where the tablet's final challenge awaits. And the final challenge is a goddamn Jade Construct pops out of here as some sort of summonable guardian, I guess.
Adrenaline rising. Adrenaline full. You can't stop me.
Luckily not a very formidable foe. Even though he's a bit spongy. And yeah, not much to show for this thing. Historical record. Speaking of the ceremony of passing.
Gon killed the Seer leader and turned the war. No wonder Iskarin hunted her down.
And that's that. The ceremony of passing will be held in 3 moons to honor the death of Yagon. Yagon was the best of our minds. Her work birthed in spectral agony in Tetheria, the final plague of the Seers, won our millennia-old war when she used it to ambush and kill the so-called immortal leader. With the death of our enemy Sidoni and the last of the major Seer ranks, Yagon granted us a sterling victory. Yagon was killed 2 dawns past. Her ceremony will be hosted by the Arch-Steward Celsa at the edge of the Golden Lake. The ceremony will begin at dusk and will endure until the smoke of her offering table turns red. All will be forbidden to speak for the duration of the following sunrise, until sundown. So we get a little bit of a glimpse into Mersat traditions as well. which is interesting, definitely, even if it serves the overarching purpose of bringing us more story about what happened here in Bavanisos. So this is Pilferer's note. Writing this down in case something happens to me. Scully got word about these ruins outside this old abandoned city. No one had reported it before, even though we sailed through these parts once or twice. I don't remember the name now. Scully was always the smart one. The important thing is, he says there's untold riches here, just waiting for someone to discover it. Pirates always get excited over ruins. First, I told him he's full of it, but he was insistent, and he kept going on and on. Something about the look in his eye told me he weren't lying, so I gathered the rest of the crew. We made it down here, but I'm all that's left. There's all these crazy-looking critters roaming about, looking infected or something. One of those took out Clarence, and those spiders, they scared of AJ, the coward. Don't know where she went. We found an abandoned camp, probably not abandoned for all that long. Murph said that the clothes looked like white mantle. Not my business to judge. Me and Murph, we tried to get out, but something kept pushing us back in. We found some sort of sealed door that looked like it was tied to some weird glowing statues nearby. Some kind of puzzle. Murph went off to look for clues, but he's been gone a long time. Got a bad feeling. I keep hearing rustling from above, like something's up in the... And that's where that's where she died. Killed probably by this spider. Which hints at how to summon the spider by this mound of webs appear to be undisturbed at the moment. Whatever made it may be elsewhere. You get the eerie feeling that there's something out there watching. I'd better keep my eyes open. So it just keeps watching you, murdering its children or whatever brethren until you kill them all, and then it reveals itself over here. In the meantime, you can find this rotten meat, and as you've heard, it's growling the stomach. When you bring it here, you don't even need to deposit it into the little hole. You start a fight with a hunger-crazed Murloc, which says is hunger-crazed, and it's been unranged from the lack of sustenance. Again, one for the achievement. Again, not very difficult to kill. Definitely not. Don't have to worry. Just perhaps a little bit difficult to find. Again, there are like sort of tiny little side quests that don't really have nothing to do with the main story that are kind of endearing to me.
Put that nose of yours to work again. Just nothing. Might be too much magic interference. Guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way.
Okay, I don't know about any of this. That should be pretty much all of it. I'm not gonna summon the spider. I don't think it's necessary, but we're gonna continue over here. Again, I don't even care about the spiders anymore. We just get to the gilded approach.
There you are. Wait. It was headed for that gate. And I see people over there. Maybe they saw something I missed.
In the meantime, we can read a tattered journal, though. That's Ulrich's again. Tatiana isn't manned. We all heard it this time. It told us where to find the gate. Perhaps it is the unseen ones that guide us, but we will venture inside tomorrow. We will complete Caudicus's mission, and the world will see. They will all see. A dark brown stain is splashed across the bottom of the page. The rest of the script is illegible. Okay, so that's why it wasn't a Guild Wars 1 NPC. It is from our time. It is a white mantle guy from our time. Illuminate.
Did either of you see a wisp floating nearby?
A brief flicker caught my eye's corner, but it vanished before I got a closer look.
Afraid I was too focused on my work to notice it. This gate's taken up my full attention since we arrived.
Any progress on entry?
Not yet. All I can tell so far is that the gate doesn't seem to be Mersat magic. The force sealing it is on a power scale all its own. So is the distance the enchantment covers.
I'll be surveying nearby. Keep me updated.
Keep kindled your life fire, Wayfinder. The dark is death's watchman.
And that's it. Now we just need to...
Closer to me.
talk to his Garen.
Wayfinder. And he said you found another wisp. She's busy fielding pressure from the Alliance about entering Bavanisos.
What do they expect her to do? We're trying everything we can.
We're at an impasse on all accounts. The wisp led right to the gate. Seems Mabon also wants us inside the city.
Of course he does. It's the epicenter of the Mersat's demise.
You say that as if the Mersat hadn't already anointed these grounds with their blood.
She's back.
Like a common household pest. I'm putting an end to this now.
And you wonder why we never got along. Hubris always was the downfall of your kind.
And we get one more cute little fight.
You can't stop me. Gaining adrenaline.
Does this CC actually? No, it doesn't. I don't know what CC'd her just earlier.
That's the stuff.
This is who bringing you back to this morning.
Gaining adrenaline.
An old medicine woman and a champion past their prime. Would have been better off bringing that traitor friend of yours. Oh, right. I saw what happened to him.
Kill her.
Good. Sorry, I'm just...
Have you tired of your
What the
antics
fuck?
yet? I certainly have.
Expect me to fall to my knees, begging for death. A coward's end may suit Mabon, but it doesn't befit me.
You cower in shadow like a cockroach fearing light, fearing what it might reveal you for. A disgusting, worthless little vermin. Yet you deem Mabon the coward.
Yeah, okay, that convinced her to stick around, I guess. Getting all riled up. This thing. Oh yeah, this thing cripples, so that was the CC I casted earlier.
Can't remember my order. No. Kill them all. Adrenaline rising.
You don't know what you're about.
Man, fucking Waiting Sorrows. Spells flying all around are crazy, man. It's fucking crazy visual noise.
This is exactly how the world will remember you, Yukon. I'll make sure of it. The heart of the obscure. Finish her now. Arrogant enough to think she mattered and stupid enough to act as such.
You have a way with insults I've always admired. Mabon, guide us.
Mabon.
You've nowhere left to flee now. Who are... A Titan. Well, what are you waiting for? Going to kill me like you did the rest? I'm not sure I blame you. I might have done the same. Spare us all a lot of misery. Stop! Face me! There's nothing left inside. We're what's left.
He followed the Titan into Bavanisos after the city fell.
He never told me.
So we can't get into the city. Mabon chased a Titan into the city, and there's a mist gate.
Is that gate how the other strangers got here? The three we fought?
It seems that way.
So, does that mean it's open?
Yes. And even my power can't disable the ward that blocks our path.
Isn't it good though? Don't we want to keep them inside?
Summon the Alliance.
But yeah, no, this is where we summon the Alliance, and it's pretty much a pause in the story until the next story release. You can view it in the journal, and also you can get some extra dialogue out of these three. Pokey. Wayfinder. There is much for us to think about and to discuss. Is there something in particular you wish to speak with us about? How are you two doing?
I don't even know what to say. This just got a lot more complicated. What about you, Cub? I know this involves a lot of people and things you don't have history with.
Well, it affects you, so it affects me. That's reason enough to care. But it'll affect everybody eventually if we don't do something about it. What that something might be, no idea.
That's not on you to figure out. You helping us is enough. I'm grateful you're here. Worried sick every moment that you're gonna get hurt, but it comes with the job.
I'll do my best not to rile your nerves.
And then Isgaran. Wayfinder, I'm sure you seek answers, but this day has been troubling. I will answer your most pressing question, but the rest must wait until I've taken some time. How nervous should we be about this Mist's Gate?
How nervous should we be about this Mist's
Sorry,
Gate?
but you read this one.
Flora did not deceive, and it sits open, and we must abandon caution for action. The race has begun. Not another anxiety overcomes that at the gate.
Mabon.
I've scrutinized every conversation, every memory since the day I pulled that knife away from his throat. He was sullen when he returned from Bavanisos. And of course he was. He just observed the death of his people. But now I know that something remained untold. He hid something from me. One, what happened? What did you do?
And yeah, so this is exactly why I was saying there's not a lot to pick apart, because these events basically happen after much of Guild Wars 1. So there's not a lot of added context. This is all basically new story, even if it's hundreds of years old. We are learning about all of this for the first time. So not a lot of context we need to add over here, which is, I don't know, on one thing, on the one side good, on the other side I did want some of the stuff, some of our questions answered, some of our context filled a little bit, perhaps because we're still dealing with the Mersat. You would expect heavy ties into Guild Wars 1. No such luck, no such thing. Either way, Gentier's side stories. We did have some progress. Reading between the lines is find all of the White Mantle journals in Gentier Sintry and Mistborn Barrens. Something happened here, something bad. Oh, but this is Thunder Bay. I thought all of these are part of just Mistborn Barrens, but they are in Gentier Sintry as well. Nexus Moonline, 3 of them were here though, but a spot at Thunder Bay. Should we go back for it? Should we go back for it? It feels like something right up what we could do. Thunder Bay, huh? Where is Thunder Bay? This is Gentier Sintry, isn't it? This is the Faded Neck, Thunder Bay Point. So we might look for the lore, and this is probably where I'm gonna leave it. This is where I'm gonna leave you. We're just gonna find this tattered journal if we can to get us the rest of the context. We've been reading a lot of it. There it is. We're gonna get this achievement, and it's Ulrich's journal again. It's been at least a few years since the Confessor left us to complete his mission. When I lack inspiration, I look to the note he left me. My divine ordinance to carve his path while he leads the march against our enemies in Krita. Find a way into Bavanissos, the city of the unseen. Saul has guided me here, and our salvation will be revealed. Open the gate! Until the mission is complete, we will continue to search Gentier. This is my only mission. I've felt too many others in life before. I will do the Confessor proud, and Mother will regret calling me visionless and banishing me from my home. Gavriel, that's the name of the village. There is no sign of any city here, just the ruins of Gavriel. I wish I knew more about this destroyed place and the people that lived here before us. Caudicus had found a number of records, but he burned them all right before he left. He said that they contained secrets from Saul that were meant for his eyes only, and that we were not worthy. Judge has expressed some skepticism of this, especially as years have passed, but Tatiana is devout. She prays every single day. We've managed to carve out a nice enough home here in the remains of Gavriel. While most of the ruins are inaccessible, Judge was able to clear a path into the old village inn. Most of the building interior is blocked by rubble, but there's enough space. Tatiana has her own room, and Judge and I sleep in the kitchen being one pot for boiling and a basket of food. It's a productive home. While Judge and I were avoiding a small Coden party that has ventured to the Isle, a blast of energy knocked us from our feet. My ears rang and my nose started to bleed. Just like the last time we tried to cross further into the bay, we rushed back to Tatiana. We searched the Isle, avoiding the Coden, but it was unchanged. right before we turned back toward the inn, Judge's attention snapped to the northern bay. Off in the distance, probably a day's row away, a rock formation peeked out from the fog. I never noticed it before. My mind swam, searching through the images from our prior voyages. Days spent fishing at this exact spot. It was as if that rock had been there all along, but it had a freshness that gave me a headache. Judge rubbed his temple. His head hurt, too. Tatiana recalled how certain mesmer enchantments can give you a similar headache, especially those that manipulate our thoughts. Perhaps, she said, we were just under a spell. And there was supposed to be a rock formation in the distance. How cool would it be for ArenaNet to implement like a system where the skybox changes from for I don't know, 5 minutes within a day to reveal like a big rock formation on the horizon? That would be so cool.
The storm will reach us soon, and battle we must.
I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, that's that for me for today's story recap. Hope you enjoyed it. If you found this video somehow, if you watched live, if you're looking on YouTube, speaking of YouTube, those who are on Twitch, you can click the link right now in chat. That will take you to my YouTube channel where I will, where this stream will remain past the 7 days. It will stay on Twitch as well. But that's it. That's pretty much it from today. So as I mentioned earlier on the stream, I've got a vacation planned, so I will not be here for 3 weeks. And even after the 3 weeks, I don't expect myself to come back to streaming much very time soon. What's left to do? Well, next time I would like to stream Doom, I guess. We will stream Doom Doom. Classic Doom, Doom Challenge, because that's just the schedule. 1 stream Guild Wars, 1 stream Doom, then Guild Wars again, then Doom. The next Guild Wars 2 stream is very likely going to be the Legendary Journey, and we are very likely going to finish the Legendary Pistol. We will also be exploring a map, and it's going to be the penultimate map. There are only 2 Legendary Journeys left for us to perform until we have reached our goal of getting 1 of every legendary, basically 1 of every weapon type for each of our hands. We already got a Legendary Pistol. That piece, no, we don't actually. This is our first pistol, but we already got mostly every other weapon. What we've got left is the pistol, then the mace, a second mace, a second axe, and a second pistol. So 4 weapons left, but very likely just 2 streams left for our Legendary Journey. So you can look forward to that, but it's going to be some time in the summer, not before. That being said, for now, and then of course the story recap stream, so at least a minimum of 3 Guild Wars streams. How my streaming is going to continue in the future? Who knows? I haven't really thought of a project to replace Guild Wars 2's Legendary Journey. I need to figure out what is fun to do in Guild Wars 2. That would be fun to stream. But until I figure that out, this is our plan. It should pretty much cover the whole of summer. With my streaming schedules, I'm not concerned. We're gonna run out of content too soon. That being said, those are the considerations. Anyway, that's it from me now. We are closing in on 3 hours of streaming. I think that's a good length of stream, considering I have some work to do as well today before my vacation to wrap up. before I leave for Japan. So if you're interested in my trip in Japan, do let me know. I will do like a little bit of a slideshow. Anyway, the storm is coming. We should probably get the fuck out of here or something, or just help the fight, whatever. Goodbye.